took 16 north up out of the campground this morning, and I knew I was going to connect back up to the Discovery route. We got up into, I think that's Marion, and I hooked back to the Discovery route, but the Discovery route was like heading through town and paralleling the highway, and there was this sign that said, "Back of the Dragon, continuing up 16." And I also saw a short group of motorcycles heading up this way going, you know, I think I'm going to follow them up here. And we're going to go see what the back of the Dragon looks like. So I think this will be another one of those hilly, curvy, you name it, style Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia hill country. And then we will hook back up with the Discovery route further on up the road. But for the time being, we're going to give this a try. And already she's turning, twisting, and all over the place. What a neat area. We're on Back of the Dragon, and we just passed the first sign that said last chance to checking out. That was the last possible chance to turn around. And scenic overlook in 2 miles? Cool! Gonna get an overlook up here too. This is neat. We just met up with a group of good dozen bikers coming up on this, all with great big smiles on their face from coming up. What an absolute kick this road is, but yet another. Love it. Just love it. This has been fun. We're back on the Mid-Atlantic Discovery route, and we did about half, I'd say, of the back of the Dragon, or Dragon's Back, whatever you want to call it, and then cut over to get back on the Discovery route. And this will run us back into the National Forest and head us up to what we hope for our evening stay. Oh. Interesting what we see and find. It puts us into about I'd say a lane and a half road, but tarred so far. Yeah, well, that was it. I'm not doing it. I don't know. I think that might have been it. And if that's it, I think I'm going to pass, because I just don't feel like doing that. Alright, we may have come into a 2-track, and if that's what I've got there, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a 2-track. Alright, I'm going to bail on that. Looks like I'm going to go across 42. I'm going to bail on the 2-track, and it looks like it's 2-track all the way through. Alright, so I think we were on 42. We'll go back to it, and I'll continue that 42. Well, we did opt not to do that section of the Discovery route. Entry into it was a 2-track, and it goes on for several miles. So if you really want the 2-track, there you go, do that section. We're going to continue across on 47 East, and we'll connect up with it again on the backside up here as we get closer to the National Forest. So we'll get back on it, but it'll be further out here. I just did not have an urge to do a deep 2-track without knowing what is further up that run. If it got shaly and whatnot, it would be a tough place to turn around and backtrack out of. Yeah, I opt for no thank you. Well, this is still, what did I say it was? It was actually 42?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 42 east. I think I was calling it 47. But the Discovery Trail just caught back up to us, so we're back on it now, and we should be staying on it now right up to and into the area of the campsites. But this should put us in, I think, Washington National Forest? I don't know. I'm lucky to know that we're still in Virginia. I think. The BDR comes off of 42 East, and we're heading up what I believe the name was Sutter Road, but whatever, it's the BDR. We're going to end up taking a right off of this up here a little bit and get onto another section of it. And we'll see what that looks like. I'm just not into doing two trackers today, so we'll just kind of see what we get as we go up here a bit. Alright, that got weird. We bailed on that part of the discovery route as well. Two of the possible directions going in there and continue on through both said road ends. What that tells me straightforward is it's going to be, it may even get down to a single track, you know, that type of a thing. It'll definitely be a tight two-track up there at the very least, and I don't know, I'm just not into doing it. I don't want to take any risk on, I mean, one damage, two breakdown. I'm a long ways from home, so we're going to pass on that part of it as well, and I'll catch up with it again in a little bit. And we'll see what the rest of it looks like down the path a little. But definitely that was another in the woods. So we are back on the BDR, and what I heard, we actually stopped in Bland. We picked up some corn at the farmer's market that was just shutting down, and the girl actually gave Colette 4 ears of corn and said, here. We had probably a half-hour conversation with the folk. Great folk. They know where we're headed into. They knew the area. They said it's a great little campground up in here, Walnut Creek. So that's where we're going. They said this tarred road will turn to dirt. It will be dirt as we exit out the other end. They were all saying the road's nice, the road's fine, everything sounds really good. So we're going for it. We're coming into it, and like I say, we are back on the BDR. And I have lost track of what national forest we're in. I don't know right now. I will update when we see a sign. There are some pretty stretches along this. And again, the countryside is that of middle, low, and high end. And you look at some of these places, some of them don't even look like they have power. But then other places are like $1 million farms. This is quite interesting. This is one of the more open spots on this part of the run so far, but God, is this cute. This has been good running this discovering route. It's really brought us into some unique areas. See if I can get a shot of this view for you, as we've been kind of popping in and out of it a couple of times. Cute. Still on the back road discovery route. If you get as far as Trent's Grocery, you just missed the turn. So jump on, turn around at Trent's, say hi as you turn around, and hit the road. It's tarred for a very short coming in, and this is what we were told. And then it'll be, the gal was telling me it'll be like this all the way in. Going, cool. This will be wonderful if that's the case. It's plenty wide. It's wider than some of that tarred road that we did back a ways. And if that's the case, wonderful. She also said go into Dismal Falls if there's water. So that sounds interesting. So the brook, I guess the brook could be dried up. But we will probably take a peek, because it's not too long of a walk in. And I'll stop the filming now because the camera is shaking all over the place. Cedars horse camp, what we wanted to get into, which was Willow Creek or something like that, is actually closed, which is surprising me. And then this little spot for the horse camp, and you'll see the corral here in a second, the corrals are here, is open. So I don't get what's going on here in the National Forest. This is the second one that I've hit that's actually closed. I talked with one of the rangers a couple days ago about this, and he said the first one that I saw, as far as he knew, was the only one. Well, I got a second one now. But not a bad place. It has water, it has a dump station, it has pit toilets, but picnic tables, fire rings, I mean, and the sites are decently spread out. That we probably could have picked something a little more private, but there's only myself and one other person here for about 30 sites. This is pretty cool. He's actually up in the other loop. This is awesome.